What the fuck? Did Nike just send me an empty box? That was my first thought when I grabbed the package, as the shoes inside were so light that I wasn't sure they were actually in there until I unboxed them. This is one of the most advanced running shoes in the world, with a carbon fiber plate inside that almost acts as a spring under your foot. And this is a pretty regular everyday running shoe without any novel technology inside to make you faster. This is a shoe built for elite runners to break records. This is a shoe built to support regular runners and help them stay injury free. But what about me, a regular runner who usually runs in shoes like these? How fast am I going to be able to run in shoes like these? That's what I'm about to test, as my plan is to run a 10k as fast as I can in both of these shoes and then compare the results. These are up first, then I'll recover for about a week before putting the Vaporfly Freeze to the test as well. Good morning. Today is the day that I'm taking out these guys for what might be their last ride, as they are pretty beat up, not to say cooked. I've spent most of this year training for a half marathon with a lot of elevation, which I recently completed, so I haven't really been doing any speed work lately. Therefore I have no idea about what pace I can maintain over the course of the 10k run. I'm hoping that I'll be able to finish in around 45 minutes, which comes down to a pace of 4.5 minutes per kilometer. However, my plan is to go out a bit slower than that, probably around 4:40 per kilometer for the first 3 kilometers ish. And just to settle into the pace, and then see if I can negative split it from there, or how I'm feeling, if I need to slow down even maybe. So yeah, that's the plan for now. I'm going to finish my warm-up and then I'll catch you on the other side. Actually did it. Actually got this up 45, nearly. And there you have it, a new record in the 10k. Let's check out the splits here, because there were definitely times out there where I thought that I might have gone out a bit too hard, but somehow I managed to hold on and stick to the pace that eventually got me through just below that 45-minute timestamp. I did intend on starting out slower than what ended up happening, but I was pleasantly surprised how easy the first few kilometers felt. But coming into the second half, I really felt my strength fading, and that's when I began to worry. Stick with it. Those were the only words in my head until I reached that last kilometer where I completely emptied the tank. Now it's time to rest, run a few easy runs throughout the week, then do it again with the Vaporfly Freeze on feet. Good morning. Today is the day that I put these to the test. I'm going through the same morning routine, same pre-run meal and snacks. I'm sticking to the exact same pace plan as the first 10k, so I'll be going out a bit slower than 4:30 per kilometer for the first few splits just to settle in. From there on, I'll try to pick up the pace and eventually push it as much as possible towards the end. Whether or not I'm hitting a faster time is going to depend on how much of an extra boost I'll be getting from these shoes, both in terms of saving energy early on and potential increase in speed in the second half. I'll be running in the exact same kit, except for the shoes of course, and the socks, because on fast days we wear pink. Alright, coming up on the end of my warm-up. Same exact route as last time. Pretty much the same conditions, maybe a bit more windy today. Time to pound some pavement. I'll see you on the other side. Another PB in the books. "33 minutes and 37 seconds. That's 77 seconds faster than what I ran in my everyday running shoes, and I did sense that out on the course, but not in the first half. As I mentioned during my warm-up, I did face a bit of headwind, which turned out to be a lot more than just a bit. The headwind in the beginning was
such a struggle.
And I think you can definitely see that when you compare my heart rate in the beginning of the 2 runs. However, I still came out of the first half feeling quite strong and light on my feet, which was a huge contrast to how I felt a week ago, weak. As I began digging into the negative splits, by which I mean increasing my speed every kilometer, I did start to notice the effect of that technology inside the shoes. The foam, along with the carbon fiber plate, does definitely reinvest some of that energy from your stride and push you forward. However, that wasn't something I felt before I began running below that 4:30 pace. So my guess is that the faster you run, the more the shoe will boost your performance. Comparing the 2 runs, I also noticed how the shoes distribute strain on your muscles very differently. While my everyday running shoes really had the muscles in my feet working, the Vaporflies made my calf muscles scream towards the end. That's of course got something to do with the angle of your foot inside the shoe, but I also think that it goes to show that you should probably do some of your training leading up to race day in your race day shoes or similar shoes for your muscles to get used to the load and for you to then harvest most of the benefits. That's my very subjective and not at all scientific take on this super shoe as an average runner. It does make you faster, or at least it does make it easier to go faster, but most notably when you're already running faster than that 4:30 per kilometer pace. That's when you feel the energy return the most. This shoe is also super light, which I think will benefit any runner in the long run. Besides the differences in conditions, this test may also be a bit flawed, as I came into the second run with a big boost in my confidence, now knowing that I could make it through those 10 kilometers sub 45 minutes. I also think that this shoe just looks super slick out there on the roads, which is a big boost in itself, as I'm a big believer in how looking better will make you feel better, which will make you run better. All in all, I'm very confident in the Vaporfly's ability to help me reach my next big goal, which is putting down a sub 40 10K. So, keep an eye out for my upcoming weekly series, Breaking 40, where I will be testing low heart rate training for 6 months to see if it can help me break 40 minutes in a 10K.